Hi there everyone, it's Jaakko here. I got a question recently in my YouTube channel about how to use UV mapping tools in Lightwave and how to really create UV maps to different objects. In this tutorial I'd like to take a look at one special case, so how to UV map tubes and cables and things like that. So I'd like to take a look at what options we really have. So when we look at the object and we go to make UVs here, we can kind of see that we have planar and cylindrical and spherical here. And none of these really apply because, it's not obviously planar and it's not really cylindrical or spherical. So what can we do? Well, we have this atlas in here, and if we click that and we hit create, we can see that we kind of get, something here. And depending what we are doing, this might kind of work if we pack this and do it. But if we are going to put some details to this, or if we want to put some text to this is going to be really pain to work with, and I don't think this is good enough, to be really honest. And if we take a look at the other objects, this same thing, it really just it gives us result like this, or in this case it does this, and wow, this is crazy. I'm sorry, but I don't think this is good enough. We could also use the new APF UV Unwrap, and the way how this works is that we go to Edge mode and then we get in here, and I'm gonna select loop, go to selection, select loop. I have actually shortcut key which I created, so we can just select one edge in here, and then we go to map and we do this APF unwrap. We can see that this edge defined a seam for us. So now what we've got is that we've got a result like this, and this is already way better than what we saw before, and the UV map looks like this. So it's not actually perfect, it's kind of curving, and when you take a look at this, it kind of curves and just waves, and again, depending what you're doing, this might be enough, but I'm not really satisfied with this. So again, we could take a look how that would work for this. So I'm gonna go here and select some edges here and go APF unwrap, and we can see that it creates this, so it kind of curves again, and I don't really think this is good enough. There has to be a better way, and luckily there is. So if we go to lightwave3d.com, assets, plugins, and we go to search, I'm just gonna write pictrix in here. So this is a Japanese developer that created a lot of useful plugins, and one I really use often is the PX Bezier, and it's a great way to create ropes and cables, and I actually created the braided cable using this, so definitely check it out. But I'd like to take a look at the UV Creeper and how we can use this. So I went on and downloaded the plugin, and I also added this custom menu here. So if you go to edit and you go to edit menu layout, you can add your custom buttons in the menu. It's really a great way to use the plugins because then you have it accessible all the times here. So the way how this works is that you basically go to point mode, and I'm just gonna go in here and select 2 points. And what this tells to the plugin is that we want to have UV sim running on this edge. It's really simple, and if you have a clean object without having any modeling errors or any errors in your topology, this will work. So I'm gonna go and click the PX UV Creeper here, and what I've got is here is that we can define a new UV map, or we can basically put it into the existing UV map, and I find it sometimes crashing when I put it to existing UV map, so I always like to use a new UV map. And then we have these 2 buttons, keep UV ratio and keep UV distance, and I like to keep this keep UV ratio on so that it keeps basically the ratio of that UV map turned on, so that then you don't get any stretching. So what this means is that it just keeps it real world scale, if you will, so that you don't need to go there and rescale it. And keep UV distance is that I usually keep it turned on. And this is what we got. Look at this, I mean, it is pixel perfect. When we take a look at this, it just fits perfectly to this corner here, and when you are thinking about packing maps like this, you can see that we don't have any wasted space, and this is like super optimum. So let's take a look how it looks on the model. So I'm just gonna go F5 and turn on this UV map basically here. So I think this is it. I'm gonna go and select the default. So yeah, you can see we have really nice UV map here. It flows along the curves here and it just nicely, just perfectly fits. So if we want to put text, well, we actually already put the text in here and we can see that it just really nicely works. And the seam, that we have one seam here like just we always have, and we can kind of see if we do this, we can see that we have really minimum distortion here. Just move this guy around and we can see that this really works perfectly without any problems. So let's take a look at the other objects. So I'm gonna go to here and I'm gonna go to point mode and I'm gonna select 2 points in here. And again PX UV creeper, I'm gonna use the same settings. And again we've got this, which is essentially perfect result. It just works really nicely. We could have actually put the seam on the bottom, so let's do that because it's better to hide the seam in the bottom in this case. I'm going to select these 2 points. They can be really pointing anywhere in your model. It doesn't matter. It just looks the direction of the edge where to put the seam. So I'm going to do that, and you can now see that we have this result, and now we have the seam on the bottom, so it's not gonna be on our way. So yes, perfect. Really nice. And again, to pack UV maps like this is really pleasure because we have clean straight edges. So then we have the final object, the braided cable. So let's take a look how we can use this. So again, go to point mode and I'm going to select 2 points here. I'm going to hit PX UV creeper and use the same settings, and we get this again perfectly straight UVs and really nice way to work with. I'm gonna select other points in here, maybe select this and this, and I'm gonna make use this, go here, we got this, we can actually offset this just a little bit so we get it, and we have a little bit of some strangeness happening here. We can see that we have a little bit of for some reason some kind of like a distortion here. I'm not sure why this is, but it's really minimum, absolutely nothing compared to those other things we tried. I'm gonna try to make one more here, maybe select this and again select this and move it, offset it a little bit to get it out of the way. And for the last, I'm just gonna select 2 points in here and do this, and I'm gonna select this to move it out of the way. So we have essentially UV mapped this braided cable, and look how fast it was. It was super fast, and within this little time we have created pretty nice UV map for this guy. So PX UV creeper, definitely a recommended free plugin from Pictrix. Check it out. I'm gonna put it to my description. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial how to UV map tubes and cables and things like that in Lightwave. Please, if you have any ideas, please leave them to the comments. I'd love to hear your ideas about how to go on and UV map tubes and things like that in Lightwave. I hope you enjoyed. This was Jaakko. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.